Welcome back to Black Enterprise Business Report. There are new rules that credit card issuers have to follow, but we wanted to know, are consumers really being protected? Are the new rules working? And are there still issues that need to be addressed? In studio to help us understand the changing laws that affect our credit cards is Ryan Mack, president of Optimum Capital Management. Ryan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the new rules. What are they?
Well, essentially, this new legislation in response to a lot of the essentially predatory acts that these credit card issuers have been doing. One of the new rules is that making sure that if you are 21 or younger, they don't market to individuals any longer. So I do a lot of workshops with colleges, and a lot of the things that college students have to worry about is when they, as soon as their freshman year, have to worry about being approached by credit card lenders saying that we want you to sign up for these credit cards. Well, it's no longer legal for them to market these credit cards. So,
so students are not going to be coming out of college in debt.
Exactly. No longer 21 and
credit
under.
Card debt.
Yeah. So unless you have a capacity to pay this debt, or unless you have a cosigner as well, or parent or guardian cosigner. Another new legislation is the fact that no more late payments, or at least for 60 days. If you're 1 day late or 2 days late, they don't automatically jack up your interest rate. So you have to wait at least 60 days with late payments before they move your rates up. But then, in addition to that, if you can continue for the next 6 months and making sure you're paying your bills on time, then what happens is they have to return your rate to the previously lower rate that it was. And another greater new rule is that no more retroactive raising of the rates before, where you might have had a $500 interest rate or $500 payment to a television paying 10%, and next thing you know you're paying 15% or 20% or as much as 32%. What they're doing now is it requires a 45-day leeway time to make sure to say, hey, you know what, 45 days from now, we're going to be raising your interest rates on future purchases to make sure you're not being impacted for retroactive rates.
This sounds like a win for consumers.
This is a win for consumers, and I'll tell you what, it's about time. This is the first step in many steps that we need to take, because we've put a lot of taxpayer dollars have been putting trillions of dollars into this economy, into this capital markets. $8.2 trillion that we put into by the Fed in purchasing mortgage-backed securities, $6.8 trillion in purchasing U.S. Treasury debt, and then the $700 billion bailout. This is coming from our taxpayer dollars, and we've had nothing to show for it. And the credit card companies essentially turn around, give record bonuses, and start raising interest rates. Okay. So this is something that.
But I got to say this. Look, Ryan, this sounds like a great win for consumers. But I cannot imagine this meaning that it's going to be easier to get a credit card. It sounds like it's going to be much tougher to get one.
Well, right now, credit card companies, they love the fact that individuals, their job is to give you that. So at the end of the day, those who even file for bankruptcy pretty much are the ones that credit card companies like to go after, because
they know they spend money.
They spend money on these credit cards. So what we have to start doing is just making sure that we start putting up our defense mechanisms. Making sure that we have the higher FICO scores. The higher your FICO score, the better leverage that you have to make sure. I have a 750 FICO score. I can actually leave you and go to another credit card company. If you find that your interest rates are going up higher, call and complain. Someone with a, again, 750 FICO score can call and complain and get theirs changed a whole lot faster than the 600 FICO score can. You can leave your credit card. That's always an option, but you need to make sure that you're very careful, because your capacity utilization ratio, your balance of how much you owe compared to how much you can borrow, if you leave your card and cancel your account, your line of credit goes down, and that impacts your FICO score negatively. So you want to be very careful about that.
Let me talk about some of the complaints that for consumers is that they're struggling to pay off their debts. Banks have been making it harder for consumers to do so. So how do the new rules address this? Well,
essentially what's happening now is, again, if I go out and I purchase a television, and I think individuals have been seeing, for $500, their interest rates are just going up sky high. I've had stories of individuals say that my credit card bills were $600 a month before. Now they're $700, $800, $900, as much as $1,200, going up by as much as 100%, because their interest rates keep going higher and higher, and they're not even late on these payments. So now all that's going to stop. They've got credit cards out there that they're marketing with Hello Kitty on them right now. Trying to make sure that these teenagers out there are picking up these credit card companies. So all of these predatory practices are going to be put in place. Hopefully we're going to get a consumer protection agency. That's another thing that Schumer has been pushing for.
Ryan, as always, you give us some great information. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, if you'd like more information about managing your credit card debt, log into our website at blackenterprise.com. Still to come, our Entrepreneur of the Week is changing the way consumers look at bottled water. We'll be right back.